Good morning, welcome to Catex TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Monday, March 16th, 2015. If you want to follow us on Twitter, please go to Catex TV. The island nation of Vanuatu continues to be racked by the destruction caused by tropical cyclone Pam, which tore through the country on Friday night with wind speeds in excess of 200 miles per hour. The president of Vanuatu pleaded with world leaders today to help the cyclone-ravaged Pacific nation to rebuild, calling it completely destroyed. Its infrastructure, he said, is complete rubble. International aid agencies are warning that conditions were among the most challenging they have ever faced in terms of potential disease outbreak. In the capital of Port Vila, access to water was partially restored and some stores began to reopen. However, entire neighborhoods remain without power. Aid workers are streaming in. This could be one of the region's worst weather disasters ever. Meanwhile, further to the west in Queensland, Australia, tropical storm Nathan, actually Cyclone Nathan, which had come pretty close to the Queensland coast near Cooktown on Saturday as a Force 3 storm, has circled out to sea now. However, it may be coming back in. Townsville and communities further north on Queensland's coast have been warned to brace themselves for another likely brush with Cyclone Nathan. It's going to hit the coast probably as a Category 3 storm and turn towards the North Queensland's coast as early as Thursday. Meteorologists are watching it very closely. Meanwhile, in Russia, in Moscow, Russian President Putin resurfaced today looking healthy after a 10-day absence. He met with the president of Kyrgyzstan in his St. Petersburg palace, Putin's St. Petersburg palace. The Kyrgyz leader said that President Putin seemed to be in good shape. He walks and talks. Putin said that it would be dull without gossip. The 62-year-old Putin has not been seen since March 5th. Which is only 11 days, when he hosted the Italian Prime Minister. Swiss newspapers are claiming that Putin had traveled to Switzerland, where it said that Putin's reported girlfriend, the former Olympic gold-winning gymnast Alina Kabayeva, had given birth to their baby. The Kremlin has denied all of those allegations. The Financial Times is reporting today of a severe absence of potential insurance for banks and financial institutions. After the financial crisis and subsequent series of scandals resulting in multi-billion-dollar fines and legal settlements, insurance companies, according to the FT, have grown more nervous about providing certain important types of cover to banks. Specifically, they're talking about professional indemnity coverage, PI insurance cover. It's known in the U.S. as errors and omissions. It covers companies for legal costs and other expenses when a client claims it has suffered them because of mistakes or negligence. Insurers have been nervous about providing such coverage to American banks since the dot-com boom, when capital markets advisors were accused of artificially stimulating demand to boost IPOs. However, concerns about professional indemnity insurance for banks have even become more acute since the 2008 financial crisis. The head of financial institutions at insurance broker Marsh, a woman named Siobhan O'Brien, said that episodes such as foreign exchange rate rigging and the mis-selling of payment protection insurance in the UK have had a tendency to implicate several banks simultaneously. She said insurers are cautious about covering closely related risks. They make the industry liable for multiple claims arising from the same or similar events. The concern among insurers is the systemic risk potentially extant in the financial industry. PI policies tend to pay out only when sufficient controls have been put in place but not adhered to. They don't pay out if the sufficient controls have never been put in place. Right now, the situation is such that a number of large banks have decided against buying any professional indemnity cover. Might be of use to check to see whether or not your bank in fact has it. Boston made history last night by having the snowiest winter in record since 1872, when records began to be kept. The official measurement last night at Logan International Airport was about 109 inches of snow. It broke the old record from 1995 of 108 inches of snow. The mayor of Boston tweeted, "Super Bowls, World Series, Stanley Cups, and snowball records. We're truly a title city." He said there will be no parade. Brazilian authorities yesterday put the death toll at 50 after a bus carrying worshippers to a religious event plummeted 1,100 feet into a ravine. This was in the rural area of Serra Dona Francisca. About a dozen people were rescued, but the death toll is right now at 50. Here's an interesting story. The illegal fishing problem in the United States is apparently a big enough problem that illegally caught fish being brought into the U.S. and served accounts for some $23 billion insofar as the global black market goes. The Obama administration yesterday announced a new plan to stop seafood crime. The plan includes an ambitious system that aims to track every single wild fish and crustacean, that would mean a lobster or a shrimp or a scallop, from where it is caught to where it is shipped until it arrives at your supermarket. Before any seafood can enter the U.S., officials say it will contain information about who caught it, where it was caught, and how they caught it. This is far above what's currently being taken in now, information-wise. The data can be taken in by any federal, state, and local authority at any port and submitted to a central database for tracking. The Deputy Assistant Secretary for International Fisheries at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration said, "Traceability from harvest to ports is new, and that's the story. It's going to take 2 years to implement." Conservation groups are applauding the move. Industry groups are saying, my goodness, this is going to be very difficult to comply with. That's the news for today. Several explosions were just reported in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's unknown whether or not it's unknown anything about them. It's just running across the ticker right now. If it's anything of noteworthy insurance-related information, we'll come back and tell you. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.